All right, boys and girls, week 11. No broads are watching this. Week 11, though. With this here NFL playoff predictors, of course, playoffpredictors.com, NFL predictions on playoff predictors website. Week 11, I got the NBA draft in the background, heater blaring. You know what time it is, folks. We're going to start off right and start off easy here with my Pittsburgh Steelers, 9-0. What you niggas know, losing, I ain't never lost, can't relate. I don't lose, I learn. Anyway, wrong podcast for that. But looked very dominant for once, finally, against an inferior opponent in the Bungles, making life a living hell for old Joseph Burrow, and our receivers just continue to shit on their terrible secondary that they have. So we looked pretty good. And hey, the Jags looked competitive as all hell against the Packers in Green Bay. So it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be closer than what it should be, but I think we can still sneak one out. Tennessee, Baltimore. This should be very, very interesting. Both are on the decline, if you ask me, folks. Just seeing how they've been playing. Now, granted, Baltimore was in a fucking monsoon playing their games, but they cannot pass the ball. It's ugly to watch, really. They're just running that pistol option shit like it's Nevada in 2009. Tennessee looking slow and lackadaisical against the Colts, man. This is going to be a tough one. The loser of this game is going to be 6-4, and you're going to be questioning if they can get into the playoffs or not. I think there's some holes in Baltimore that if they don't get healthy, they can get exposed here soon. So, I'm just gonna go with Tennessee. My gut says Baltimore, my mind says Tennessee. We're just gonna go with Tennessee for now. Houston and New England. Houston, just abysmal in that Browns game. I guess the defense played good, most because it was just a bunch of runs, even though they both Chubb and fucking Hunt, dear God, had almost like 100 yards each, I believe. But still, even when you need them the most, the defense is just sloppy and ends up, and then Deshaun gets no help. If anything, there's no running game because David Johnson's hurt and Duke Johnson. I mean, the line's not really creating much holes for him. I got New England just because they're on a little streak here now at Cam. 1-2 in a row. Defense bend but don't get murdered. So that's pretty much all you can ask for in these middling teams right now. We got Denver and Miami. Lock with the horse cock. He was looking very flaccid last week. We can't lie, folks. He the 4 picks. I told you guys he's Jay Cutler, so that's you get the good and the bad with that one. He has to clean that up. Mostly that's reading the defense and forcing throws, because when you have that talented of an arm, you think you could just squeeze any throw into any needle and hole, and I don't think all of his playmakers are healthy enough for him to be doing that. The line is still trash. Their defense is Miami's on a fucking roll too. He's not blowing you away with stats, but he's definitely controlling it. I think he's questionable though. He may not play, but even if Fitzpatrick plays, I fully believe he can at least beat this Broncos team. Shouts out to Malachi Flynn going to the Raptors, by the way. Just nothing but light-skinned family, every last one of them. Nothing but biracials. His parents were biracial, so they just made even more biracial kids. You love to see it. Anyway, just even more mixed, but the same exact level of mixed. All right. Jets coming off a bye week, and they play the Chargers, who, again, God bless Herbert. This man throws for 800 yards every game, and they still find magical ways to lose. You would have to try to lose to the Jets for that to happen. I don't see it happening. And hopefully we can get him rolling. I mean, they all look alike. It's great. Love my biracials. Vegas coming off a, I guess, impressive win against the Broncos. You know, their defense finally did something with those turnovers, all the turnovers they got. Derek Carr operating the offense as good as he can. He's never been the problem for me in Vegas. Jacobs running the ball effectively. That's usually a good recipe for success for them. Get that play action going and shit. Bombing it to Aguilar and Ruggs. But the Chiefs, off a bye week, they want that revenge after, I guess, reports that once the Raiders beat them a couple weeks ago, they did victory laps across the stadium. Very petty, very Gruden-like, hilarious, nonsense, out of control, doing too much. Just go home. All right. Anyway, I don't really give a fuck. But we got now Philly and Cleveland. God, I mean, you can't trust either one of these teams. Cleveland looked absolutely, that was one of the boringest games that I luckily did not watch. I watched like the last quarter just prepping for the other games to get on. And then Philly losing to fucking Giants. Wentz looking terrible. He's not at all, though. That's the thing. It's just like these stats make it look like it because he's throwing to fucking, the people that take away your trash in the morning is his receivers, and the line is old and hurt. The defense is ugh. Cleveland should win this game, but I just feel like Philly's going to. That's just my reasonings for you. Because Cleveland is that type of team. Green Bay and the Colts both coming off of wins last week. Colts, the defense, I say it every week, man, all right? They're not the best defense to me, but they're definitely a solid defense. They don't give up a lot of points, and they keep their team, for the most part, in games, unless Rivers is really fucking it up. And Green Bay looked a little slow against Jacksonville, but I think they're going to be more up for this contest with the Colts. I see them winning this contest and rolling. They're the first seed in the NFC, folks, which I didn't predict coming in. But yeah, Cincinnati and the Washington football team. This is going to be a barn burner, folks. Burrow's looked good all year. Besides his line being trash, and Mixon's hurt now, so the running game's gone because Bernard's more of a receiving back, especially nowadays. Defense is still shit. And Alex Smith is back. And him on one leg is their best quarterback they've had all year. I want to pick Cincinnati, but I think Washington can finally get another win here. It's just the defense I feel like can stop them enough for their mundane offense to score just enough points. They should have won last week if they got a couple more stops than they did. We got the Thursday night game, Seattle and Arizona. I'm just going to pick Seattle just because they've gone on a losing streak here. Russell has a couple turnovers. He's going to want to prove the doubters wrong. Arizona, that improbable win against Buffalo. Well, the comeback, Hail Mary, you know what I'm saying? Hopkins, crown him right now. He's the best receiver as we speak in the NFL. And, all that aside, though, Seattle, split the series. That's usually how I look at these close divisional matchups. And, Russ will be cooking again, and not those turnovers. He's not cooking apple turnovers this week, I don't think. But there you go. Carolina and Detroit. Teddy's out. No. Anyway, Atlanta and New Orleans. Jameis coming in, gonna stun on them all. He's gonna throw for 8,000 yards. Atlanta off a bye though. This is a game the Falcons can beat talent-wise, but I don't know. I think Jameis is going to do just enough to do that. I'm going to pick Minnesota too, but I think Jameis is just going to do enough to get it done. I hope he balls out, really. This should be a shootout. Can this at least be entertaining to watch? 30-point games, right? Both teams, but For once, I'm picking against Atlanta, so watch them win. And Jameis have 5 fucking picks, and I'm gonna have to try to defend this dumbass again, somehow doing that. But yeah, now we got Dallas and Minnesota again. I just don't see who the fuck is their starter now. Gilbert, are they still rolling with him? He played all right against us, but Minnesota's the better team, and they're rolling. They're like what 3-game winning streak, 2-game at least. Dismantling the Bears, who are on a bye week, along with the 49ers, Bills, and Giants. And then the Monday night game, we got Tampa Bay and L.A. L.A. also, again, rolling, folks. Defense is stepping up every week. Goff is doing just enough. Got the good running game, running by committee, Coop, and you know all these playmakers they got. But so does Tampa now. Ronald Jones running more motivated. Fournette's still there, I guess. Evans, who's kind of hurt, with Godwin too, but AB now, he led the team in receptions last week, so you know that they're just gonna use him more and more every week. This is gonna be a very good game, I hope. Monday night, I'm gonna roll with. I'm gonna pick Tampa just to be safe. I feel like they can get enough pressure Goff enough for him to fuck up somehow and lose games. So, let me flip it over, folks. This has been week 11. It's your boy King Caleb here, signing out.